A new moon in Virgo greets us today, and it brings in this the sense of quiet transformation. Okay, we're being invited to look inward, to confront our fears, to reimagine our lives with fresh eyes. Okay, it's not about dramatic shifts. It's not about big flashy decisions. It's about those subtle, powerful changes that shape your inner world and ultimately your outer reality. Our intuition will speak loudly. Our creativity will flow freely. And it'll almost seem like we are pulling back or peeling back, I should say, layers of ourselves, seeing parts of ourselves that may have gone ignored. Okay, it's about recognizing the need for growth, the need for release. We'll be challenged to face what's been hidden or suppressed in some way. Old habits, outdated beliefs, emotional patterns that no longer fit who you are truly becoming. So join me as we embark on a journey of self-discovery, gaining an understanding of how to embrace this energy and move forward today and every day. So hi, I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the positive, loving support you send me each and every day. Welcome to your daily focus, September the 2nd, 2024. I missed the first, so rabbit. Now, before we dive into the daily numerology, let's really just look fast at September 2024 and what it means for us. So September is a 9 energy. The 9 energy is all about releasing, letting go, closure, completion in our life, healing in our life, but it's for good reason. It's to enable us to make the room, the space for the new beginnings that we want to bring into our world. Now, 2024 is obviously an 8 energy, so 9 plus 8 is a 17, and the 17 energy is about making the impossible possible. It is about having this renewed sense of hope, vision, understanding that we can do what we are setting out to do, and it all takes the belief, and then putting behind that a courage to step forward. So know that those things that you thought were impossible to do, impossible to step into, you saw no doorway, you saw no pathway, you didn't even see a little crack in the window. This is a time where you can see how you can take that step from impossible to possible quite easily. 1 plus 7 is an 8 energy, and that is all about creating prosperity in your life, abundance in your life, growing your stature, growing your strength, your empowerment. Now, today, we have the energy of the 2. So the 2 energy is, well, first of all, there is magic all around us under a 2 energy. We have to recognize that there is magic around us, but it's more important to go within and understand the magic that you already carry within you, your own personal magic, your talents, your abilities, your unique self. And taking those things about you and bringing them to life and letting them lead the way forward for you. If we look at the daily numerology, it would now be a 9 plus a 2 plus an 8. That gives us a 19 energy. It is all about the I am, our accomplishments, a healthy self-ego, understanding that we have accomplished much in order to be in the here and now. And how will we go forward based on that knowledge, that wisdom that we've already been exceptional in so many ways in our life. And how do we take that exceptional and go forward to create new, wonderful journeys forward? 1 plus 9 is a 10. The 10 energy brings in luck. So we have magic and luck today, working towards our our favor. So we have luck. It is a time when the wheel is turning, the seasons are changing, the energy is lightening. It is a time to think about the new chapters in your life and start to write them, start to envision them of what your world is going to look like going forward, what you want to create, what you want to bring in, what you want to manifest, what you want to make tangible. 1 plus 0 is a 1, and that is the I am. That is, that is the independent in us, the one that is not afraid to face that challenge or that obstacle or that limitation and conquer it, go through it, and find the successes on the other side. It's about the pioneer in us. It's about the trailblazer in us. It's about the independent. When we look at the astrology, we have the sun in Virgo and our moon is in Virgo, and that creates our new moon in Virgo at 11 degrees. Now, at 11 is a master number, and that is the master teacher showing up, telling us to let go of what no longer has value in our life, no longer supports us in some way. It's about making a commitment to ourselves, and it's about honoring that commitment by giving it focus, attention, energy, to grow into the success that we see it being. So it's that consistent energy that we apply in those areas of our life. And things can happen quite quickly when we start to turn our focus to those great things that we want to bring into our world. Now, a Virgo new moon is rarely about that giant leap forward, okay? It's rather about getting back to the basics and starting with a clean slate. This is the time to set those new intentions, especially when it comes to your health, your habits, your behaviors, even your work life. It's about our personal growth. It's about tuning into the small details of our life and how we spend our time, how we spend our energy. Do these things move us in the direction we want to go? Maybe we need to eat better. Maybe we need to get more exercise. Maybe we need to include something into our daily routine that makes us stronger, body, mind, soul. It's a time to declutter. It's a time to organize. It's a time to make room for those new opportunities that we want to invite into our life. And I think the one thing that we really need to stay mindful of is that, we may start to strive for perfection. Okay, we start to set the bar just a little bit too high for ourselves. We get lost in the details. We forget the big picture. And now we start to beat ourselves up because we're not meeting that new high bar that we have just set for ourselves. So don't be too hard on yourself. Have compassion for yourself. Okay, we start to create this fear of failure. We grow it into something. It rears its ugly head. We shy away from even starting something for the fear that we're not going to be able to sustain it long term, rather than just showing up and giving it our best try that day, and then showing up and giving it our best try the next day and the next. So it's about having a patience with ourselves, and it's the small little mundane things. It's about, let's say you get up for work every day and you fly out and you come home and you walk into your bedroom. You're all ready to go to sleep, and you got to kind of fix up to the pillows and straighten the blankets because it's all disheveled, and maybe your PJs are laying on top of the blankets, or maybe the towel from your shower has made the blanket wet, okay, throughout the day. So you decide that, what, when I wake up in the morning, the first thing we're going to do is make my bed. And you may not think that that's this big, great, giant adventure. Tilly, come on. Do you know what I have dreams for? And you're telling me to make my bed in the morning. Okay, well, it does a couple of things, actually, okay? First of all, by making your bed first thing in the morning, you've already accomplished something. And subconsciously, you start to see that even though you've only been awake for 30 seconds or 2 minutes, you've already accomplished something. You've already made your bed. And boy, when you get home at the end of the night, you walk into your bedroom and that bed looks so inviting. It says, yes, I know you've had a hard day. I'm here to give you the comfort. Okay? It's little things like that that we can start to incorporate into our day. Maybe I'll just, I'll take the steps rather than the elevator. And maybe I'll start by doing that only on the way down. And then eventually I'll start to do the way up, because the way up is always harder, right? And all of a sudden you're starting to get more steps in, you're getting more exercise, you're building your cardiovascular, you're making a healthier heart. A healthier heart is going to give you probably a longer lifespan. So more time to create more success in your life. So stop, we want the big picture in mind, but, look at those little tiny things that we can do each and every day. Are you sitting there for 2 or 3 hours on your phone playing those stupid games? What could you be doing? Could you be reading an article of some sort to give yourself some knowledge of something that you can apply in your life in order for you to create an income in some way? Start thinking about and challenging yourself to, is this the best thing I can be doing for it in my time or in my space right at this moment? What am I choosing to do? What am I going to choose to do? And be compassionate with yourself. When you're trying to set new things in your life, it's easy to forget. It's easy to forget doing it one day. And so you don't berate yourself. You don't beat yourself up. You just say, tomorrow's another day. We'll just start with clean slate tomorrow again. And eventually what happens is those things that we're trying to incorporate in our life do become habits. And when they start to become habits, they become second nature. And when they become second nature, we don't even think about doing that, and we're adding new things to it. And therefore, we are building that very strong, solid foundation on which to build, on which to grow, on which to take those giant leaps forward, knowing that we're strong, knowing that we're capable. So set some realistic goals for yourself. Break down those large tasks into smaller steps. Pay attention to your well-being. Take time to pamper yourself. Take time out for joy. Or just maybe some time to relax, to decompress, to recharge your batteries. This is kind of like a reset button, the Virgo new moon for us. So, so often we wait for that big moment to bring in that success. And really, it's usually about all those little things we do in life every day, the consistent mindful actions that actually pave the way to our great successes. So it's about slowly building that strong foundation. Now, we also have Neptune and Pluto forming a sextile during our new moon energy, and that creates a window of opportunity to reimagine your life and shift your inner landscape. So go in exploration. Okay, your spiritual side may deeply be affected. We can understand under this kind of energy where we can allow in the transformation in our life. Our intuition is strong. We can easily connect with our inner wisdom under this energy. And we start to realize and start to release outdated beliefs, fears, habits. We are freeing ourselves. We start to make space for a new empowering self. So it's an opportunity to embrace change with definitely an open heart, to go with the flow, to, be open to change, to let your imagination run a little wild, to trust in your inner guidance as you navigate the transformative waters. And it's not going to be easy, but it's definitely a journey worth taking. Letting go of perfectionism, quieting the self-doubt, allowing yourself to dream of a life that just doesn't feel good, but it feels like it's completely aligned with who you are. Okay, let's turn to the cards. And so trust me, I've actually, I've really honed into this energy because boy, oh boy, am I, I said to my neighbor this morning, I said, I'm exhausted. I'm doing 12-hour days and it's like 3 and 4 hour commutes. And yet I'm waking up and I'm feeling younger and more vibrant each and every day. So it's about taking a chance on yourself. It's about aligning your passions and following that inner intuition to guide you to where you need to go. It's about moving past the fear. Okay, when I was offered this, I had 1,000,001 excuses. I think I was talking about that big giant excuse bag that I got. We all got it. It's huge. Okay, we can talk ourselves out of literally anything in the world if we give ourselves enough time, and we will truly, honestly believe it, so long as we don't think too hard about it. Okay, and it is about moving past your fears and taking a chance on you. and believing in you. And this Virgo new moon is the energy for it. Okay, let's go to the cards. Oops, my goodness. Oh, they were all going everywhere. Okay. Underlying energy is, let's see here. Look at that. The Seven of Wands. This is the declaration. This is saying, I want to go this way. I want to step forward in this direction. I want to become. I want to create. I want to invent. I want to give birth to. This is the path that I want to walk. And this is making a declaration to yourself, perhaps to others. You are also asking for the buy-in, so people will support you, people will help you. People will be there to lean on and empower you to go forward. And it's also a time when you may see the separation of, wow, thought you were my friend, but I guess not. The ones that try and pull you down, that criticize you, that say you shouldn't, you mustn't, you can't. I remember going over to a girlfriend's house once and she was crushed because she bought these new dishes and they were gorgeous. They were gorgeous dishes. And her friend, instead of saying how beautiful they were, it said, oh, you already had nice dishes. I don't know why you would spend money on something so frivolous when you could spend money on other things but those dishes brought her joy. And I that was years ago, and I still know that those dishes bring her joy every time she pulls them out and she's serving cookies and tea or something. I mean, seriously. But all of a sudden she realized exactly how much of a friend that friend was, to not support her in something as the dishes she bought, for goodness sakes. So it wasn't even a major life decision she was going after, and yet being pulled down. And when we're paying attention to it and we're conscious of it, we can easily detect those people in our life that are pulling us down, that are making us, grow that self-doubt in ourselves, that make us stop from that forward movement that we were so sure of before we talked to them. The Hermit. The Hermit is a card that asks us to, the Hermit, I see the Hermit as somebody who goes into the desert or goes into the cave, sits in quiet contemplation, comes up with a plan forward, and then steps out of the cave, steps out of the desert, and starts their path forward. Okay, so here we are, and it is quiet contemplation. It's about the here and now. It's about what we have to work with. It's about understanding the true reality of where we sit in the present moment, in the present time, and how we can use this energy around us to actually catapult us forward into the direction we want to go, and starting to understand a plan. And maybe it's just some big steps right now, and then we'll refine it into smaller steps so that it's manageable, it's doable. And that light will guide us. That is our intuition. That is our sage wisdom. We'll lead the way. We have the Chariot. The Chariot is also a pullback kind of energy. So it's really about going within. It's about looking at the ugly. It's looking at the suppressed. It's looking at those fears that we've pushed down, those things that we've suppressed, those hurtful words that we just, that didn't bother me. That didn't bother me. And 10 years later, it swells up because, of course, it bothered you. You wouldn't be human if it didn't bother you, for goodness sakes. So, allow yourself to look at it, understand it for what it is, and move past it. This is also a time where we just don't want to be too quick in whatever venture we decided to jump into. We do need to pull it back a little bit, understand, we want the sun to come out. We want the light to shine. We want the fog to lift, so that we can see a little bit down our path, get some information, understand what obstacles may be present already, limitations that stand in our way, things that we could completely avoid if we had a little bit of pre-knowledge. So maybe we are asking questions. Maybe we are looking at somebody that's already walked the steps that we are about to walk and learning from their wisdom, so that we don't make the same mistakes. We don't waste the same energies, time, resources. Knowing a faster way, a more direct route, perhaps. Knowing what we're stepping into. Knowing what we're truly saying yes to and what we're saying no to. We have the Two of Wands, and the Two of Wands is really about clearing the space around us to really allow in what we want to manifest in our lives, to set our intentions and then say, come to me. And you can do that, okay? So, start thinking about the things that you want to bring into your life. The joys, the happinesses, the celebrations. And look at some of the energy that we are under. This is truly about your greatest successes in the world. This is truly you stepping into the person you are meant to be. You have the Wheel of Fortune, which is the 10 energy, which is about the wheel turning, newer energy coming in. This is about inventing your path forward. This is about saying, I want to do this going forward. I want to see myself doing this, experiencing that. I want to change this. I want to invent that. I want to create this. I want to give birth to this. What are those new challenges that you are putting in place for yourself that will lead to great successes in your life, great happiness and joy in your life, celebration, perhaps prosperity, abundance? One more card, the 9 of Swords. And yet, all of a sudden, there's all these little details and all these little problems, and I'll never be perfect, and they can do it so much better. And who was I to ever think that I could compete against that kind of competition? Or, we sit there and we think of all the reasons why we can't. We allow that self-doubt to wash over us time and time again. We start to create stories in our mind how we can't be successful, how people will point and laugh and stare, exclude us, not love us if we don't meet that mark, that imaginary mark that we put into the world, into the sky. We draw that line, and then when we don't reach it, we feel like everybody's looking at us, taunting us in some way. And we don't want that taunting. We want the love. We want the acceptance. So maybe I shouldn't even try. And so here's where that energy comes in. Just as we think we are going to step into that new beginning, we go, oh my gosh, what was I thinking? Well, you were thinking right, okay? Believing in yourself, raising, raising the belief that you can do this. Remember, we have that beautiful 17 energy throughout the entire month, right? September is making the impossible possible in our lives. So embrace that. What a beautiful way to start out our month. Okay, let's get an oracle card. And we have pause 4. So we're getting a lot of energy here telling us, we just don't want to rush into it. We really want to think it through. For all of us, it's not changing our diet or it's not adding exercise to our life. What do we need personally in order to start moving ourselves forward? What little steps can we take? Because those little steps will actually result in very giant leaps in getting to where we want to go without even realize that we're doing it. So the 4 energy, pause. Okay, and the 4 energy is really about building that foundation, getting our ducks in a row. So take a moment to assess what is really going on at this time. Are you holding on to control and not allowing many wonderful blessings to come into your life? Grant yourself an opportunity to get into the sunshine. You deserve to receive a new prospect. Resistance can create unnecessary blocks. Interference can be caused by a multitude of energies, including your own attitude, other people, the weather, whatever you think. Create the opportunity to regroup and don't feel the need to fight what is happening. That's a waste of energy. Find something else to do and wait until there's a better flow to finish the task at hand. The willingness to try something new is all that is needed to create something wonderful. Okay, so did you hear that? The willingness to try something new is all that is needed to create something wonderful. I was holding the book right in front of the mic, so you probably didn't hear that. So, the willingness to try something new is all that is needed to create something wonderful. How about you just write that down and read it every morning as you start your day and watch how your world changes. Okay, let's get to an animal. Of course, we will do a Journey of Love card because it is a new moon. So what do our animals have to tell us? Who's going to show up? And it is, oh, look at that. The sea star, take a chance. How beautiful and poetic is that? So is ABBA singing in your head right now as we take a chance? Dun, 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 bum, bum, bum. Dun, dun, dun. Freedom, chance, fear, and passion. Life itself cannot give you joy unless you really will it. Life gives you time and space. It's up to you to fill it. So how are you filling up those moments in your life? It's time for you to take a chance, a leap of faith. You have been lacking in energy and motivation. It could be out of fear. It could be that you got caught up in a bit of laziness. Maybe you've beached yourself. It can be quite scary to change, and although you may feel stuck, you're never stuck. You have free will to change the course of where you want your life to go. Free yourself from the past. Allow yourself to feel again. I mean, it just amazes me how the energy of these cards come together so, in tandem with the astrology and the numerology. And it just completes that. It just makes one complete story. Just, it blows me away each and every time. I'm always in awe. Okay, you might be stuck in a dead-end job. Look for one in a different field that feeds your passion. You might be eyeing a cute girl at the coffee shop or looking at the cute boy who changed your oil. Ask him or her out. When you begin to take a chance on one thing, you will find it easier and easier to continue doing that in every part of your life, which will only draw you closer and closer to your ultimate success. And you won't know unless you take a chance. Time to take a chance on you, to believe in you. And that is the 17 energy. To believe in yourself, to know that you've got this, to know that you can take the impossible or what others profess to be impossible and make it possible in your world going forward. Okay, Journey of Love card coming right up here. This deck never fails to amaze me. Heaven, 70. Okay, where is our book? Here is our book. Okay, we'll start with the poem. The sky ablaze with morning light, on silver wings of bird in flight. In gratitude, a tear released, a knowingness embraced at peace. She speaks to those that gaze below, ancestral wings which call my soul to open hearts and soar above. In awe, the winds await this love. You were meant to live in heaven now, not later, sometime after you die. What use is this life and body if not to live in heaven now? Look for the mad divine genius in all that is, especially the puzzling parts of your life that make you scratch your head or tear your hair, scrunch up your face and scream with frustration. Those are the places in which the divine is saying, here, heaven is hiding. Let's unveil it together. Let me show you how. Let me unveil your own mad divine genius right here. Look for heaven, even in hiding. It will not withhold itself from you for long, beloved. It wants you to be known by new. It wants to be known by you. This oracle brings you a special message. The enlightener is calling you to more to more, to more. More divinity, more love, more acceptance, more embrace of life itself. There is no limit in what is being offered to you from the divine lover calling you. Rejoice and know that the dance of love between you and the divine is a removing of veils of illusion, one at a time, until you behold each other naked and true, finally to discover you are each other, for you are love. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.